Hi guys, happy Sunday! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be sitting here filming this video with you guys today. I have no topic prepared. I have no idea what the hell am I even doing here today. So let's just get into it. Let's talk about dating yourself first. I've had a very transformational week this week. I don't know what has happened. During this time, I have found the most incredible moments by being by myself. This week, I've just been kind of in that era of like dating myself first, and it's been so exciting for me. If you are a girly who is like me and she's always like hung up on the next guy and she's like, oh my god, this guy is the perfect guy. If you're like me, then listen up, because I'm about to tell you how you can find fulfillment in your own life by dating yourself. Even being in relationships and stuff, I've always been kind of finding those moments to do things for myself. And now that I am single, I have gone like way above and beyond with it. If you are right now in a situation where you have a crush on someone, you're in a relationship, you're single, it does not matter, because you can always date yourself. For example, one night I had a spontaneous idea that I wanted to go out to the movies so bad. Like, I didn't have a specific movie that I wanted to even watch. I was just like, I have this like inner calling that I need to do something for myself. In Estonia, there's something called like the Apollo app, and you can just use it to like go to the movies and book a ticket, and then just you go and have the best time ever. And you don't even need to talk to anyone. Like, you don't even need to talk to anyone to do this. This is the best feature ever. It was 8 p.m. and I was like, I really want to go watch a movie right now. Like, I want to do this spontaneous, fun, exciting thing for myself, no strings attached. And of course, I had every urge to call up my friends and be like, hey, what are you doing? Let's go to the movies, you know? But I was like, no, I want to do this for me. I want to do this for myself. I want to have fun for myself. I just want to do something that's solely to fulfill my own wants and needs. So I opened up the app and I chose a movie. I chose the Bob Dylan Life Story that's in cinemas right now. And it was like 9:30 p.m. or something. I was like, okay, I have like an hour and a half to get ready and to go and like take myself out on a really cute and awesome date. I got dressed up, I went to the movies, I got myself some popcorn, I got myself a little drink, and there weren't many people there as well, because it was like a random Tuesday and it was like quite late in the evening as well. So I was just like, oh my god, this is the best experience ever. There were like couples there, and one couple behind me, they could not stop talking. And I was like, are you even like experiencing this right now? Are you even having the experience we came here to do? Because they were just like, yep, the whole time. Anyways, that movie was kind of life-changing for me. Like, it came out of such a spontaneous moment, such a spontaneous idea to just go to the movies, and it actually shook me to my core. Now I've been listening to Bob Dylan for the like past few week or so, and now I've been just like, oh my god, I understand the appeal. Like, I didn't know that much about him before, and I wasn't really drawn to that music or that person. And I think you have to kind of intuitively choose what you like and you don't like, and what you want to discover and what you don't. I have never discovered that type of music, and I've been listening to that type of music for the past few weeks, not only him, but other artists as well. And to be honest, I kind of like that music now. Like, it's not something I would just put on and listen to at all times, but in a specific moment, I can see where it can fit into my life. And his story of just like going after what he wants and like doing the things he wants and being this like talented person who is just in the creative flow at all times was so inspiring for me, because I'm literally the type of person who will like start doing a new project at like 10 p.m. even if like all logical things would say that I should go to sleep. I'm like, oh my god, you guys, I have this flow. I cannot sleep. And in the movie, just a little spoiler alert, in the movie he was like always writing songs, and like these lyrics just came to his head. And that's what I feel like sometimes. So yeah, that movie actually was very inspiring and very much needed for me at this point in my life. And I feel like we as humans are drawn to those types of experiences when we need them the most, you know, like they won't come to us before we need them. And now I needed that, and I'm listening to his music and kind of getting inspired by that in my own daily life as well. So it kind of all fits into my development phase at this point, which is amazing. So yeah, I would just suggest, if you have that kind of a spontaneous idea, don't invite anyone else, because the experience is made for you. It is literally curated for you by life or by the universe or by God or whatever you want to believe in. It's curated and made for you to have that experience alone. And sometimes when you try to have it with someone else, you might end up not getting as much from it as you would alone. So if you have an idea to do something and it's like this calling from within you, then I suggest you do it, and do it alone, and do it scared, and do it in whatever mood you're in, because that calling won't stop calling you until you do it. And you have to do it the right way for you to get the full experience out of it. After that movie, I've been discovering different parts of myself and doing different activities more and more frequently to get myself out of the house. I just feel like I'm ready to kind of like step out of that cocoon that I've created for myself, because I needed the healing time, and that's fine. But sometimes you have to kind of treat yourself and take yourself out to discover things about yourself. Another thing that I did this week was take myself out to shopping and for a coffee, and I just had the most magical time ever. I saw a woman in the shopping center that I went to, and she was sitting on the bench and her baby was crying, right? So I just like kind of walked past them, and I just looked at the little baby and I smiled. And you guys, they stopped crying and they started laughing. Like they smiled back at me, just because I was like in such a good place with myself, and I had such a good and like high vibration within myself, and I felt so loved by myself that I was able to give a bit of that love out to someone else in the world. And they instantly felt that energy of just being in your happy and calm and like the best possible like you that you can be. And I felt so like grateful to have an experience where I don't even have to say anything with my words, that my energy speaks for itself. That was one of the most powerful experiences. Like next to that movie experience, that was the second powerful experience I've had while doing something alone for myself. Because ultimately I was at the shopping center for myself and I was there alone. And then I just kind of had this connection with a complete stranger, like a little kid that can't even speak. And I just looked at them and smiled. And the way that the child instantly stopped crying was such a rewarding experience for me as well, because I was like, wow, I'm so grateful that I get to, I'm literally getting like emotional from this. Wow. It was like such a beautiful experience. Oh my god. It was like such a beautiful experience to just like be so at peace with yourself that like a little baby just stops crying and starts laughing when you walk past them. Like, how grateful am I to be able to experience something like that, you know? That's why this topic is so important, that like you have to do things for yourself. Because I've been through like a lot of things in my life regarding relationships with like the men in my life, and it's been a very difficult lesson for me to like learn. I've always been the type of person to kind of look for that love outside of myself and to arrive to that place Sorry, I'm just trying to do this new thing where like speak even if your voice shakes, you know, that type of thing. So I'm trying to speak even though I'm like tearing up and even though my voice shakes. I want someone to hear this because it's so important to know that you can come out of that place where you are looking for that outside validation. You can come out of that place where you're always like searching for that missing part of yourself within other people, because you can never find it within someone else. You can only find it within yourself. I just encourage you to do those things that you've always wanted to do on your own, even if it's scary, even if your heart beats like a million beats per second, even if your voice shakes, even if you're scared. Like, do them anyways, because they will be so rewarding for your soul and for your own growth. You will have this inner strength from you. And if you ever face a situation where someone else is trying to bring you down, you will have the courage to tell them like, no, this is not my standard. I am good enough and I deserve more, because I know I can offer myself the security, validation, and love that I deserve. So if you're going through something where you're in a relationship where you're not feeling loved, then it might be because you're not giving that love to yourself first and you're trying to search for it outside of yourself. So go within, go take yourself out, even for a coffee, even for a walk, even to the movies, I don't know, to roller skating or whatever, like ice skating, whatever people do. Just do whatever you want to do and whatever makes you happy, because you will never find that validation from outside. And if you prove to yourself time and time again by doing these activities that you are there for yourself, that you love yourself, that you can feel secure being with yourself, being by yourself, that you can feel fulfilled just by being yourself, then you will never ever have to look for that outside validation. Recently, someone at my job who I was talking to, I was like, okay, listen, I deserve more. I told them that regarding what I do, I deserve more. They said that, yeah, I agree, but you deserve more soon. Like, put soon at the end of it. I understand the advice, and that saying that I deserve more might seem like an egotistical thing, but it's really not. Because you don't know where I've come from. You don't know my story. You don't know the things I've been through. You don't know the things people have done to me. You don't know the experiences that I have had. You don't know the hard work that I've been putting into myself and into my job throughout the years that have led me to this moment. You don't know. You are just speaking from your own inner fear. So if someone ever tells you that you don't deserve more now, then they don't know what they're talking about, because they're not you, and only you can say what you deserve. If you tell yourself that you don't deserve more, then you don't, because you don't believe that you deserve more, because you don't believe that you have value, because you don't believe that you are good enough. But if you start speaking to yourself in a positive manner and saying like, whatever happened to me does not have to define me. Whatever happened to me isn't who I am. What has happened to me in the past is not what defines who I am in the future. So if you start speaking to yourself like that, then there's nothing that can stop you. Like, really, there's nothing that can stop you from being your best self, from achieving those goals, from wanting more and getting more. Because if someone tells you that you don't deserve more, then they are just speaking out of their inner fear that they don't deserve more. Because we're always a reflection of the people outside of ourselves. If I meet up with someone, they will be reflecting some things back to me. And if someone meets up with me, I will be reflecting things back to them in return. So I believe that in that moment, when I was told that I deserve more soon, that was just because this person believes that they don't deserve more yet. They don't deserve the abundance and love and blessings and like everything positive, that they don't deserve it just yet. They know that they deserve it on the inside, and that they have like always deserved it, but they don't believe that they're in that reality yet, which is fine. We all have our own journeys. But for me personally, I believe I deserve more because of the things I've gone through, because of the hard work I've put in, because of everything who I am as a person. I deserve more. And never let anyone tell you that you don't deserve more. And if someone does, then just maybe try to not be in that person's presence so much. Try to like distance yourself from them, because they will keep mirroring their own fears back to you, and that might lead you down to a wrong path. So make sure to stay on your own path and just date yourself first. Give yourself the positive affirmations. Know that you are enough as you are. I have been doing this new thing where I've been putting like affirmations for myself next to the things that I use every day. For example, I use the coffee machine, and I have an affirmation that says that I am always there for you. And every morning when I make my coffee, I'm there for myself. And subconsciously, that's like rewiring my brain to always be there for myself and to prove myself that I can rely on myself. And I am secure enough to provide for myself, and all of these things that we're looking for as people outside of ourselves usually. You actually have all those things within. So just try to write down small affirmations if you can, or journal, as I've always said. It's like the most important thing, but it really changes lives. Like journaling, it's just a God's gift, you know? So journal down the things you love about yourself. By looking at these things, I just get the biggest smile on my face, because I'm reminded of the limitless love that I have within myself, and that I can give to myself and the people around me who I choose to give it to, and the world around me. So if I walk down the street and smile at someone, for example, then that's me giving a little part of my love to that person. I'm like, just take a little bit of my love today. Like, I don't mind, I have enough, you know. By going on dates and affirming to yourself that you're there and speaking up for yourself in those situations, you will become so powerful. You will love yourself so much. Like, I'm not fully there yet. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Like, none of us are. But being on this road has been such a deeply connecting experience with myself, because I've always tried to find that love from outside. I've always been the type of person to look for that love from the outside. I'm tearing up again. But I've always been the type of person to look for that fulfillment outside of myself. And I just want you to know that you can find that fulfillment from within. You can step out on the other side and be fulfilled within yourself and be happy just being alone. And it can sometimes get lonely and scary and sad, but you have to like just sit with those emotions and tell yourself it's okay to feel lonely, but that doesn't mean that I'm alone. It doesn't make it a fact that I am alone, because I'm not alone. I have myself, and I have friends, and I have family, and even if you don't have anyone, you still have yourself at the end of the day. Until the day you die, you have yourself. So whatever happens in your life, whatever circumstance you're in, you always have yourself. So you're never truly alone. You can just find peace if you sit with that feeling of loneliness and remind yourself that, hey, like, I'm not alone. I have myself, I support myself, I love myself always. And just affirm those things to yourself. And eventually, those moments of solitude and loneliness will get smaller and smaller and just kind of fade away, and you will find yourself smiling and being happy just by being alone, because you know that you are always there for yourself. Wow, such a powerful and strong message, and I just hope that this reaches the right people who need to hear this today, because you're truly never alone. And if you ever feel alone, I'm right there with you. I'm right here. Just listen to any one of my videos and I'll be there for you. I'll be the inner guiding light that you need, or just someone to listen to ramble and put on the background and just do your activities. If you feel like you're alone and you have no one, then you always have yourself. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you learn to love yourself even deeply than before, and even more, because you deserve all the love in the world. See you in the next video.